Shuckalugga kapow! How's it going, old schoolers? You're kicking it old school with Russell J.S., and I am your host, Russell J.S. Tonight, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to do another album versus album, track by track battle royale. The Thunder from Down Under. I am talking about AC/DC, two of the greatest videos, two of the greatest albums to ever come out from that band. And this is gonna be probably awesome versus awesome. We've got Highway to Hell in one corner versus the legendary Back in Black. Now, what makes these two albums great is Highway to Hell was starting to really bring AC/DC to their full forefront. I mean, they were starting to tour, not just Europe and Australia by 1977, but by 1978, they were getting ready to go stateside, and they went ahead and recorded. They got together with Robert John Mutt Lange, who we all know his claim to fame was Def Leppard and, Boomtown Rats, Foreigner, The Outlaws, Ecstasy, and of course his now ex-wife, Shania Twain. But he produced both these records, and the cool thing is, AC/DC was doing an international tour in support of Highway to Hell in 1979 when it was dropped. And what was happening was they were getting ready to make music for the next album. And sadly, frontman Bon Scott, unfortunately, would not be on the next album, which would be Back in Black. He passed away from, they call death from misadventure. He had been out drinking all night. And as you know the story, and he got replaced by Brian Johnson. Now, good trivia about this for all you AC/DC aficionados, if you probably know or you don't know, but Bon Scott back in the 70s, he caught this English band called Geordie. Look this up, okay? The band is called Geordie, Georde, D-I-E. I mean, they didn't really get stateside, but they had minor hits in Europe, like Goodbye Love. Look up a video for, as I said, Geordie, Goodbye Love. Brian Johnson happened to be the frontman of that band, and Bon Scott caught a gig in England, and he had told the guys in AC/DC, he said, "Hey man, if ever I die or I should leave the band, replace me with this singer right here. He is great. He is phenomenal." So needless to say, Bon Scott not only gave his blessing to the band itself, but he gave his blessing to Brian Johnson. And they went in the recording studio. They cut the tracks, they wrote the songs, and the rest is history. But the thing is, to me, these are probably the greatest, best albums AC/DC put out in their entire career, even though two of my favorite albums are Let There Be Rock and Power Age, and then I think Flick of the Switch is another. These were the two best ones, and I am going to have them duke it out over which of them is superior. And remember, if you're new to the channel, leave a like, subscribe, leave comments in the box down below, ring the bell for a notification. Not the Hell's Bell, the bell, the YouTube bell, the notifications bell for more videos. And I will be getting to work with more videos too. I've just been, so busy with a lot of things, with work and all, and trying to find another second part-time job that can, help me make ends meet. But without further ado, let's see how these bad Oscars rank out. And of course, in case these albums should tie, I got our old pal George Washington here to settle the score, which one will be better if both these albums should be a tie, because somebody's going to come out a winner, and I make sure of it. So without further ado, I've got it written down in my book. Let's see how these bad Oscars rank, shall we? Okay, AC/DC Highway to Hell versus AC/DC Back in Black. Highway to Hell versus Hell's Bells. I can't compare the two. They are, both awesome songs. So therefore, those songs are going to tie. Girls Got Rhythm versus Shoot to Thrill. I'm not a big fan of Girls Got Rhythm, despite the fact it does get airplay on the radio, along with Shoot to Thrill. I think Shoot to Thrill, in my opinion, is the better song, so Shoot to Thrill wins a point there for Back in Black. Walk All Over You versus What Do You Do for Money. I love the way the music sounds. You know, I love how edgy Bon Scott is on the lead vocals with this one. But, you know, the band is also really tight, and Brian's, you know, scorching real high on that one. So, you know, there's a tie right there. Touch Too Much versus Giving the Dog a Bone. They're both great, but I've got to go with Touch Too Much. I think that's a better song. Beating Around the Bush versus Let Me Put My Love Into You. Actually, yeah, you know what? Beating Around the Bush is okay and very high paced, but I really love the way Brian's vocals are laid out with the music, and I love the intro by Angus. So I'm going to give it to Let Me Put My Love Into You. Shot Down in Flames versus Back in Black. You know what? This is the title track for Back in Black. It is very awesome. So I'm going to go ahead, and I love Shot Down in Flames. So I'm giving this one to both albums. Now, Get It Hot versus You Shook Me All Night Long. Yeah. I think Get It Hot, I love that way. I love that song. And You Shook Me All Night Long, that's the one AC/DC song that I am so burned out on, so I have to give it to Get It Hot. If You Want Blood, You Got It versus Have a Drink on Me. You know what? I love how fast-paced If You Want Blood, You Got It goes. It sounds like a good, car chase song in a movie. As a matter of fact, they used it in the Dukes of Hazzard movie with Sean William Scott, Johnny Knoxville, and Jessica Simpson. And I have to give it to... And you know what? Have a Drink on Me. That's almost the ultimate tribute to Bon Scott. So they both get a point there. Love Hungry Man versus Shake a Leg. I think I like Shake a Leg way better. Night Prowler versus Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. You know, that's another one. I'm not a big fan. I think it's way too slow, so I'm giving it to Night Prowler. So, the end results are AC/DC Highway to Hell beats Back in Black. Now, before you go ahead, I know that a lot of you probably like Back in Black better than Highway to Hell, so don't give me no hate for this. I mean, I guess in many ways, I love both these albums, but I guess in many ways, I feel Highway to Hell is a far superior album than Back in Black. But hey, we're all entitled to our own opinions. There's no hate here. There's no nothing. And you know what? I'm already going ahead and I'm getting the next one ready. This is what we're going to do. How are we going to compare to this one? I don't know. How we're going to compare to the Kiss self-titled debut versus Van Halen 1. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, it's your old pal Russell J.S. That concludes this video. I always want to remind you to keep it chill, keep it fresh, keep it rocking, kicking it old school. Play some Atari, play some Nintendo, play some Sega Genesis. Listen to old school music of all kinds, whether you fancy rock, country, pop, of the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and keep it fresh, keep it chill, keep it real. And as always, I wish you Godspeed. May the force be with you always. And my newest catchphrase, right next to, I forgot, get you enough of love, get you enough of anything, get you enough of peace. Also, the newest one, how I started the video, shakalaka kapow.